Good evening, everyone. Tonight's video, I'm going to be talking about social anxiety and discrimination and how it affects me. A couple of incidents have happened the last couple of months. People drive past, shout my name, and then shout abuse at me in the car. Couple of times they drive past having waving the phones out in the window like this at me. So I don't know, are they doing it to try to intimidate me, or they're actually filming me? It's quite upsetting, really, and it is quite hurtful. It's not physical abuse, however, it does play on my mind, and it does make my social anxiety worse for a few days because it'll play back in my mind, and it's upsetting that, to be honest, because people drive past, shout abuse at you, and I don't like going out in public half the time anyway, and this just makes it worse because shouting abuse at you in public, and then you're thinking in your mind, is it going to happen again? And why has it happened? How do they know you? And it does hurt, and it does upset you, because it's really playing in my mind. And the incident that happened today, just some dickhead driving past, really. But at the end of the day, it's going to play in my mind for at least a couple of days, maybe it's a week or two or longer. That's the problem with having Asperger's syndrome, because your social anxiety becomes worse when people shouting abuse at you. And with me, I do take things to heart, and I do take things literally because of the way I am, and I do get easily upset, hurt, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's hurtful. Why do you do it? Why do people do it? Is it because you're scared of your own insecurities that you want to take it out on other people? I don't know. I do these videos and that because I'm proud of who I am and proud of the person that I want to be, and I'm doing these videos to educate people that do spread the abuse onto me, and I'm more like, and I also want people that get the abuse given, that get the abuse every day, to look at my videos as well, to to see the videos as well, so they can know that they're not alone, and that kind of stuff. So if you've had similar issues to me, please feel free to message me and that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm a little bit. I don't know if the incident today was worse because I'm a little bit tired and a little bit lethargic still after my holiday. Really, because I don't know if I've said in previous videos and that. I've been to see Kylie at Scarborough, and I had to book it with national holidays, because the concert had sold out, and it was the only way I could get tickets staying at Hull. But Friday night, no, Thursday night, we got back to the hotel about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was awake about 8:30, 9 o'clock yesterday morning. So maybe it's 8 o'clock, and I missed a couple of hours sleep, and that, so maybe, and I got home yesterday and had a sleep. So as people say, sleep catches up with you. So I don't know if I was a little bit shaken up and that still because I've been tired. I've been a bit tired because of us getting back yesterday, like late, like about 3, 4 o'clock. No, half 4, 5 o'clock we got back yesterday. And we had a tiring few days as well. Basically, we went to Beverley on the Wednesday. However, we were supposed to be going for the markets, but I think the market was cancelled due to the rain. And we went to Scarborough the next day. We had some free time in Hull, and Dad stayed in the hotel and watched some telly. And then we got picked up at Scarborough. So we went to the concert. The concert finished about 10:30, and then got home about 10 o'clock, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, back to the hotel. Sorry, and then we got up yesterday and out the hotel by 10:30. Then went to York, had a look around York, and then home. So yeah, I've had a bit of a long few days. And I don't feel as tired today as yesterday, but I did have to go back to Hull today, and it was on the way to the station. And when I was walking across the road towards traffic lights, where the bloke drove past and started shouting abuse. But yeah, I had to go back to Hull today because I'd left my hotel. I'd left my radio, and I left my radio and my portable. I left my radio and my headphone case at the hotel. I honestly don't know why why or how I managed to do it, because I gave the room a proper tidy up before I went, made the bed, put everything back and tidied the room up before I left and that kind of stuff. And then Mum texted me while I was signing up coaches here, so I just rushed up and got dressed. Just rushed up and got out. So luckily the hotel was part of the station, so I just walked in, went to the reception and got my stuff back, and then got the train back home. So yeah, apart from the fact I didn't recognise the hotel properly when I got there. I don't know if it's because it had more people in due to a wedding and that, but I didn't recognise the place, to be honest. I don't know if I've got Alzheimer's or what, but yeah, I don't know if it's because I've had a lot going on and I'm not taking much in, but I struggled to recognise the place. But Mum said I also went through the back door and I might have recognised it more going through the front door, that sort of stuff. But yeah, as I say, I struggle to recognise the place. So I had to go back, get my stuff, and then there was some dickhead pushing in front of you. He didn't even ask you, just said I'm pushing in front of you. Because they've got car parks to pay for. Meanwhile, there's a big massive queue of people behind me. Then there's a big massive queue of people behind me wanting to queue in because the hotel's got a wedding. So I felt a bit sick and a bit disgusted against that and that kind of stuff. But it did hurt me, that. But at the end of the day, it might just be because I was tired and still not taking things to heart. But yeah, I've had a rough couple of days. This is the thing with me. Usually when I get back off holiday, I'm a bit rough for a couple of days. So yeah. Would like to watch the qualifying today because I've paid for the Sky Sports. But I would like to watch qualifying today. But as I say, I missed qualifying today, so I missed it, so I'm gonna have to watch the race tomorrow and that kind of stuff. So yeah, however, it was a really good show. We got there early enough we could hear her doing sound check, and that was something good. And I did try to get my picture taken with her, however, it couldn't be arranged. So I'm a bit disappointed about that. No one got back to me about that when they said they would, because they said they're going to check Kylie's management, and they never checked with Kylie's team. But I would like to get my picture taken with Kylie. That kind of stuff I've been going to see her for about. Oh, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've been seeing her for about 12 years, so yeah, the average once every 2 years, so 6 time average once every 2 years, give or take. That's averaging, but some years it's been a bit quicker than that. So some years I've not seen Kylie, and it does average out at once every 2 years. So basically, yeah, a bit. That's what it averages out once every 2 years. However, some years I've had to wait a couple of years to see her. However, I've had to wait a couple of years to see her, and some years I've seen her 1 year. Like last year, I seen her last year, and then I seen her this year. So, and then the first year I seen her, and then the year after I seen her as well. So it's averaging out. It just works differently on paper sometimes, but yeah. I've had people over for my windows, really. Basically, couldn't measure my windows, and I'm getting the windows upgraded for the council. I do own the flat, however, with it being leasehold, the council are gonna renew the windows free of charge, so no charge. So I'm gonna get all the windows done, and it's gonna be nice and warm for winter, and then it's gonna be a lot better, and I'm hoping to get the boilers done this year. I was supposed to get the boiler done last Saturday. However, the boiler fitter pulled out last minute. He said I was asking too many questions, and I was asking too many questions, and I was getting too many people involved. That's why he pulled out, apparently. He said it was more than his job's worth, and it was more than his job's worth, and he didn't want to take the risk. However, I've found he was only going to charge £1,700. However, the new gas fitter I've seen has quoted me 3,100. So there's a hell of a difference in price, but he reckons the other bloke has way underestimated me and tried to pull out of the job, because when I was getting quotes snapped for the boilers, pricing up the parts, they were going to be about £1,100, £1,200 for all the parts I needed. So with mine, it's a system boiler, changing over to a combi. So you've got to take out all your water tank, configure it and all that. So how can the charge say £1,100, £1,200 for parts, and then an extra, and then an extra £500 for the labour. That's what he reckons. They've way underestimated me on the price. But his boiler, he's got his boiler he's got is is 10-year warranty, and it's a better boiler as well. I think it's Baxi, so I think some of the parts of them are brass or something. I'm not quite sure. However, these other companies and that as well that just do quotes for you. They just write the quotes down, and they don't really give you a list or anything. He just wrote the quote down, took a picture in his book, and then he said he really wanted the job, and then he never. So then when the bloke that I've got, the bloke that I'm with, that I might be going with, has done a proper quote, and he's met me and discussed the price and that with me face to face. So I was going to do a video. What day was it? I was going to do a video about it last week, but parents wouldn't let me. They were getting angry about it. So yeah, I can't remember the day he pulled out. I think it was Wednesday I paid the deposit, and then he pulled out of it on the Thursday, I think. So yeah, the bloke pulled out of it, and then he pulled out of it, and then he didn't want anything to do with the job. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but the bloke I went with as well, or might be going with, is highly recommended by the people in the flat downstairs, and he works for the council, and he does a lot of his own work as well, but the council are aware of it. The only problem is with it being a flat, with it being leasehold, I had to get not planning permission, but I had to get permission from the council and that. I had to get permission from the council and that regarding the work that was going to get done, because people below me and that kind of stuff. So I did need to get some permission, but this other bloke wouldn't even give a list. He wouldn't even give a list, the list they asked, and he said he'd give a receipt for the deposit, but he never gave a receipt for the deposit. So I kept asking him for the receipt for the deposit, and then he said it's more than his job's worth, he'll give me the money back. So yeah, I want a receipt, and he never gave me one. So yeah, so I've had a bit of a bad experience, but they've given me my money back. As I say, they gave me my money back, so I can't really complain. But it's really a bad experience, because I'm supposed to have a new combi boiler and that put in last week, and it's gone a bit. I was supposed to have a new combi boiler and that put in last week. However, it's not going to happen yet. But hopefully, I'll have a better idea in another couple of weeks on when things will be happening, and when I'll be able to pay for it and get this other bloke in to do the boiler. I do need it done by winter. By September, I was hopefully wanting to get it done by September, but I'm not really sure yet. It's all dependent on when I get the money put in, and if my mum and that can lend me something, because it's a big massive jump, the step in price. 1,700 to about 3,100. It's about £1,400 extra. So I'm going away again in a few weeks, so I need to put a bit of money aside to get a lot of this maintenance and a lot of this stuff sorted, really, and that kind of stuff. yeah, so I do need to I do ideally need a new boiler sorted by winter. So basically, that should be done. Basically, on the way down from Kylie, on the way down on the Wednesday to Hull. No, on the way down Wednesday. On the way down on Wednesday, we'd gone to Ferry Bridge services, and then we just set off, and not long left the coach park. My mum gets a phone call. It's from the police, and they were wanting to send some officers round to my house to taser me. And my son's response, they were gonna send round. However, the bloke's dealt with me before, and he read the notes, and he said this can't be right. However, my mum phoned my social worker, and my social worker said they were supposed to be doing a welfare call just to check everything's okay from an incident I'd had in the past, which happened about end of March, beginning of April. So there was that incident, which had been seen to. I'd had the police giving me a warning. I'd been bollocked by the police, and I've been told off for it. It's all sorted, clarified. However, someone in the office didn't know what they were doing, and they were going to send people to the house, thinking that what happened before was going to happen again. So they were going to send people with tasers around. However, it's all sorted now. It was just an admin error at the police station, and luckily the bloke that was in charge has dealt with me before, and he's going to keep putting the vulnerability report in, and hopefully I should be getting a lot of stuff sorted in that soon. However, but I had the crisis team round a few weeks ago, and they said it'd take about 3 weeks or so to get referred in, but this was a couple of months ago, but I haven't heard back from the crisis team or anything yet. But it is hurtful, and it is like a bit. It is playing my mental health a bit because I'm not going out, and I'm taking things to heart, and I am taking things to heart, and literally most of my socialisation at the moment either with my parents or with Jack and Leslie downstairs from me, and I would like to start meeting people more my own age, and socialising with people more my own age and getting into a relationship that way. This is one of the reasons that I hate going on trips and that, really, weekends away, trips away. It's one of the reasons I hate going on trips away. Basically, with me having Asperger's syndrome, my mum won't let me go away on my own, so I have to rely on family and commitments from other people. Last year, my aunt went with me to the Formula One. My brother went with me to London. The year before, my dad went with me to Silverstone to the Formula One, and we all went to Berwick, Berwick upon Tweed, in a caravan. So that's one of the problems at the moment, because I have to rely on family to go on trips and that away. However, it does hurt and it does upset me, because I want to be going on trips like with someone special, like friends, relationships, that kind of stuff. Mainly a relationship. Really. Yeah, I'm going to a fit formal car show, Wynyard, in 2 weeks. However, the problem is I don't know who's going with me yet, and I'm staying in the bridal suite with my mum and my cousin. I don't really know yet, but it's not really the point. Going to Wynyard, formal event, it needs to be with someone special, and I have had to swallow some of my morals as well when I've bought my flat. Really, because I would like to buy a property with someone special. You get married and then you spend your life together, that kind of thing. That's why when you share a bed with your partner, it's called a marital bed, because you're sharing the bed because you're married. Like tradition. I'm more of a traditional person, me. To be honest, that's how I believe, and that's how I see. I would like to meet someone, get into a relationship, get married, and bought a place together, because that's what you're supposed to do. However, due to my disability, like get a job as well. You're supposed to get a job, get married, that sort of stuff. But due to my disability and that kind of stuff, due to my disability and that kind of stuff, I didn't know when, if I'd ever meet someone, or if I left it too long, I wouldn't get a mortgage. But had the deposit for the mortgage, and I've bought a lovely apartment flat. I'm just around the corner from my parents, so it's 2 bedroom flat, it's everything I need. So yeah, it's lovely, and I've got lovely neighbours, and I don't want to be in it by myself at Christmas. This may sound daft in that, but I just Christmas time, curled up on the couch together, someone like a lady lying in your arms, watching a film, keeping warm, Christmas movie, Sunday night, snow outside, curled up together, candles on, keep warm. That's how I've pictured it, really, and that's how I do picture sharing my Christmas. But don't know if it's going to happen yet. I don't know if it's going to happen, but biggest problem at the moment is I'm not getting out to socialise and that. So yeah, once I can get out socialising and hopefully get on to a couple of these dating shows I've applied for, I might be able to have my Christmas wish. And um, a lot of people say you need to get out socialising more. I know I need to get out socialising more. I've been emailing, applying for voluntary work, applying for social groups, but nobody's contacted me back yet. And one of the places I applied for voluntary work never even got back in touch with me, and I was supposed to have a start date. So yeah, most people my own age go out getting pissed or getting drunk on Friday, Saturday night, but that's not my idea. Well, when people have had a drink, I get a bit uncomfortable, and because people get loud and I just get a bit uncomfortable, so it's not really my idea of a cup of tea. For me, I'd much rather go out for a meal. Much rather go out for a meal than spend my night curled up on the couch watching a movie. That'd be my ideal date, that. But yeah, walk on the beach, holding hands, sunset, walk in the park, holding hands, sunset. My idea again. So I'm a bit of a traditional person, but I don't know. We'll have to see about things. But I don't know if you all remember, about a good few years ago now, there was a program years ago. Jamie Drag Queen at 16. I don't know if you'd all seen it, about this lad guy that wanted to go to school dressed and doing a drag act at his prom. They were going to refuse to let him enter his prom, that kind of stuff. Called Jamie Campbell, I think. However, I seen him in Scarborough the other day at the Kylie concert. First time was in Scarborough. First time was in Scarborough. And he was walking about dressed normally. And I seen him at the concert dressed in women's clothes. So I said to my mum, he's a drag queen, him. And I got to the concert, seen him again in women's clothing. And then I'd seen his Instagram feed, and there was a video, a short clip of him in Scarborough. So it's got to be him. It has to be him that was at the concert. But I'm not complaining. I admire what he's done. I would like to go to a concert dressed, women's clothing, or to the Formula One dressed as a woman. But at the end of the day, a woman can wear men's clothing. At the end of the day, women can wear men's clothing. However, why can't a man wear women's clothing? Basically, because a man can wear women's clothing. No, a woman can wear men's clothing, but it's more frowned upon a man wearing women's clothing. However, clothing shops do have more options for women than they do men. Like some clothing shops can go to floors and floors of women's clothing, lingerie, knickers, bras, dresses, heels, that kind of stuff, and the men's clothing, and that can just have a tiny corner about that size in the size of a hole. In the size of a hole, in the size of the whole shop. So it is a little bit weird how women can wear men's clothing but men can't wear women's clothing. But I would like to wear like a dress and dressed in the shop. Evans is the only place where I can get size 10 heels. However, women's clothing size for me, think 14 to 16 top, 12 to 14 bottoms. However, it's a couple of things I need to work on and get a bit more confidence in myself, and hopefully meet someone that's prepared to push me into getting the best out of myself, really, and the best out of my ability and that kind of stuff. So I am feeling a bit more pumped up for things, but a lot of support and that's stopped at the moment. But I'm struggling. But it's about starting to make the right steps forward again. But I need to get out socialising. If anyone wants to meet it for a drink, coffee, or would like to date me, that'd be amazing. Oh yeah, going back to what I said previously about dating shows, I've applied for a couple. One of them, it's on ITV and they go around your house or place to live, and they go around your house. Does this camera make me look like my head's too big for my body, or is it just me? But this dating show I've applied for, they go around your house and they go rummaging through your drawers, through your wardrobes, through your fridge, and see what type of person you are, and pick you for the type of person you are as well. For what they see you as is looking through your house, basically. Seriously, does this camera make me look like my head's too big for my body? But yeah, there's another one as well where you live with your potential date and that kind of thing for about a couple of nights, and you get to pick your partner that way. But who knows? Who knows? Basically, who knows if I'll get onto any of these programs. I've applied for the Undateables, turned down loads of times. Try to get my story sold, being turned down loads of times. Try to get myself on Jeremy Kyle, Lorraine, Loose Women, been turned down. Except Loose Women, I got into the audience. Better than nothing because I got seen on telly that way. So yeah, thank you and good night.